Dalton had the goal to climb 15 14ers in 14 days.
So I just got back from doing the Sawatch 14ers, which I think is a grouping of about 15 14ers in Colorado. It was super fun.
Summit! We made it to the summit!
The 14ers in the Sawatch range are super unique in the sense that they're really easy to access. And so you actually see a lot of people out there.
Whew. Great job.
You know, relatively park at the trailhead. There's a trail all the way to the top. Nothing too extreme. If you've never hiked a 14er before, there's a lot of really good ones to start with in there. Some that, you know, slowly gain and some that are like, get after it. So I think that's like, goes back and forth.
Mount of the Holy Cross was my first 14er I've ever done. We showed up and camped about a mile from the trailhead.
Just because there's a weather storm moving in. Woo! Yeah, it's alive and well out here. Yeah.
Oh, wow, it's a chilly morning out here when you're not in the sun, but as soon as the sun hits, it feels like heaven. I don't know if I'll be able to say that for very long on this hike, because it is going to be a massive uphill climb, but let's just feel the glory of this morning sun.
I didn't really think that downhill was all that bad. It's definitely gonna be a pain in the ass going back up this. Storm clouds are moving in, so find out if we make it to the top or not. It's definitely at this point iffy.
It was awesome looking around and seeing that you're at the highest point around the area and seeing all the other mountains in the distance. Once you reached that high point, you had to descend 1,000 feet into the valley. I think I was delirious climbing down from the mountain.
I'm just dying. I'm dying, and I'm gonna continue to die. And then I might not make it back to the van.
Have you entered the twilight zone yet?
I have.
How's that theme song go?
It's called The Hike That Never Ends.
How's the theme song go?
It's just going through my head.
Kristin, how you feeling? That's excitement. So we just made it back to the parking lot and it is almost empty. I guess that's what happens when it takes you 12 hours. Well, we still have one more mile of hiking back to the van because this parking lot was full. Oh, definitely feeling it. Oh, someone got hurt. we made it!
We made it!
How tired are you?
So tired.
Was that the hardest thing you've ever done in your life?
Basically.
I'm so proud of you. Good job.
It definitely set expectations for this trip, but then no other mountain after that was comparable to this one.
Kristin was super tired. It was like funny. I tried to like wake her up in the morning and she was like, ugh, ugh. She was so not into it. But it was Mount Massive, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a massive mountain.
Sometimes it's just not what you expect when you're on a 14er, because you just expect a bunch of people to be around. But it's just quiet, amazing. Definitely feels quite special to be out here right now. Definitely cruising. I mean, that right there is the summit, so it's a nice gradual hike up and almost to the saddle, and then from the saddle just goes up from there. So yeah. Just made it to the saddle, and what a view! Look at that. Woo! Got just the ridge left. It's just that way, and honestly not that much more. According to my watch, we have 400 more vertical feet, so should go by pretty quick. Summit!
And so I do remember like running that back. It was a lot easier than I expected. And then kind of got ready for the next one, which, so number 2 was Mount Massive, and then number 3 on the trip was Mount Elbert.
It was in fact easier, but it was still really freaking hard to climb.
They just put stairs in all the way to the top of this thing. Oh, it's literally just like stair step after stair step after stair step. Oh, dying.
It felt like a pretty tough part of the climb, I would say.
Well, the wind is starting to bring in some clouds. Clouds are a little bit on the darker side.
What was constantly in the back of my mind was, were we going to make it to the top of this mountain before the storms came in? That made it very hard for me to mentally keep on climbing.
And then Kristin was kind of like, you should just go ahead.
It's definitely dumping a little bit of grapple. That's it, it's pretty bit windy up here.
As soon as I reached the top, the clouds broke, and it was one of the loveliest mountaintops that we had.
Made it! Woo! Yay! Second 14er.
The fourth mountain was Mount Plata, and it was just absolutely mind-bogglingly beautiful.
It is nice. I mean, it's so pretty walking through here because you're just like right next to a creek and just cruising, and the trail's super nice. Yeah, there's a little bit of like a staircase at some point. It's real nice. Plata Peak! Woo! So super disappointing. My hat just blew off. It literally flew off the cliff. And I can't find it. Favorite hat down. Oh, definitely really disappointing. But I made it to the summit, had a good summit sesh, and I'm headed back down.
It was definitely one of those things to where like it's the fourth peak. You're like, you start to realize like, okay, like I'm a quarter of the way done with this project. How am I going to do it? You know, like, is my body going to hold up? There's still a lot of questions. And so I think that was like the cool part for me is like knowing that like, okay, cool. Like my body's actually going to hold up pretty well. Like I just need to make sure I stretch and take care of it, get enough food, and hydrate.
Okay.
I think I started to enjoy the views of the hike more versus just listening to my head telling me that this is really hard. And I was just stoked to be outside and moving the body. One of the coolest moments about this mountain was that we finally saw mountain goats.
There's one that looks so majestic. It was like clouds behind it that are like moving kind of quick, and it's just standing there very regal, like looking around. It's like, yeah, it makes me smile a lot just looking back on it. That peak was fun, you know, just seeing Kristin. It was her third one that she'd worked on getting to the top. It seemed like she had a really good time. The next grouping, I went out for a solo time. I was going for a link up, Missouri, Oxford, Belford, but it was hard.
Made it a half mile in, started sweating like no other. Had to start shedding a layer. Whew. This is gonna be a hot one today.
Finally getting to the point where you can kind of see, and I was like, that's the peak. No, that's the peak. No, that's the peak. Oh gosh. And then I was like, I don't even know what peak I'm going for. I was like, I guess I better just keep walking to try to figure this thing out.
I might have just found it. Here it is. A little hop and a jump. Made it. Whew.
But then there was like a bunch of snow. And so it was like, I had to like cross this like marshy bit. My shoes got wet. And I was like, yeah, now I'm gonna get blisters. And I'm just like, oh gosh, like, I don't know if this is gonna be a good idea. Like I'm stepping and it's like slushing.
Yeah, summit one of the day. Trying to quickly head over to Belford and Oxford. Definitely a little bit behind on the time. Just made it back to this here sign. So now I get to go that direction, all the way up. It's definitely time to get going. Just made it up and over the saddle. Gorgeous views. I'm headed to that peak right there. 2/3 the way done. Oh, and I'm already feeling it. Last little hill. Yeah, that thing was brutal. Friggin' hurt. Hurt the lungs, the thighs, everything. Now I just have the last little bit to Belford, and I am done. Woo! Third summit. Woo! Oh, Mount Belford. Never felt so good. Oh!
After that little last trio, it was like up to the next two peaks south is Harvard and Columbia.
Like my mind is good to go, but my body's like, whoa. And rightfully so. Finish these off, it'll be 10 peaks in 10 peaks in 10 days, actually. So, yeah. So I have a feeling I missed my turn because I just made it to this sign, which is fine. It just means I have more work to do.
But doing it in a single day, it kicks your ass.
Ow! Yowzers. Talk about a mistake. Wow, that was horrible. Like, shins now. Oh. What a stupid mistake. Holy crap. Thought I was about to plunge in. And just grateful I didn't.
But then eventually you get to the top, you get to the summit.
Woo! Made it to the summit of Harvard.
When I got to the top, it was actually an older man up there. He was kind of like, I don't know, like Columbia kind of seems far away. And I was like, oh, I'm headed that way. Like, I can't like guide you over there, but like we could like start it together, and if we end up doing it together, cool, but if not, oh well. And we're just like walking and talking the whole way, and then we're like, you know, like, what do you think of this way? He's like, oh, like that way looks good. And I was like, oh, that way does not look good. And then he's like, I tell him where I want to go, and he's like, that way looks terrible. And so it was really nice to like have a little bit of reprieve from like, do I have to make all these decisions on my own, and they might be the wrong or bad decisions. And so it was nice to have a partner to kind of talk through. We went across that ridge, and then we went down, and then we looked down, and it was just total choss. And I was like, this is not a good idea. So then we glissaded, went through a little kind of swampy-ish marsh, and then we had to go up, like straight up again. And that was a butt kicker. That was hard.
Full on wheelbarrow at 12,600 feet. Oh, who wants to go for a little ride? Summit! Columbia! Woo!
Went down, and we literally walked out together the whole way. So I thought that was kind of special to get to share a mountain with a total stranger. You know, like to me, that's one of the beauties of 14ers, is that you totally get to do this whole thing, like, you know, with strangers. And yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Oh, hi, little marmot.
The Sawatch range is, at this point, like I was getting humbled. Like they're hard mountains, but they're not inaccessibly hard mountains. And so that's really kind of like a cool aspect to be able to go through and understand that, like, hey, it's challenging, but like you can do it if you're persistent and you understand your own limits.
Hi, I'm here too. Hello. Good morning. It's our anniversary. How exciting. We decided to go for a hike. So let's hike. Let's skip, actually. Skip.
Come on, we gotta go fit.
One of the only mountains that I actually felt like I would reach the top at a reasonable time. I didn't feel like I ever really struggled to breathe or to keep moving. And I just felt like I got in the flow state during this hike.
Wow, look at that over there. Oh my gosh.
As the day progressed, it started to get a little bit easier, started a little bit more enjoyable. I really started to like settle back in and really kind of enjoy what I was doing. Appreciate those moments of like, well, I don't really know, you know, like, I don't know, do I go left or do I go right? Like, let's think about it.
To the summit!
The summit of Yale!
I went to Yale.
Mount Princeton was a ton of fun.
Literally a car is coming right now, and I hope they pick me up. Denied. Vehicle number 2 coming up behind me. Let's hope this vehicle says yes. Yeah, I'm headed up Mount Princeton. I guess it's only 3 miles to the summit from here, which is insane. Only 3 miles of walking. Makes me wonder what I should do. I feel like a kid in a candy shop. I'm gonna make it to the top for sunrise. So I set my alarm for 1, so that I'll leave here at 2. I think that's early. I don't really know. It is currently 8 o'clock, and so kind of need to go to bed, otherwise I only get 4 hours of sleep. So that's why I'm already in my tent instead of out enjoying the sunset, which the clouds were pretty nice. I was enjoying that. But yeah, time to brush the teeth. I'm just waking up. It is a little bit, it's like almost 2 o'clock, so it's time to get a move on.
I didn't see a single person out there. And it's like the stars are out and it's so beautiful. And it's really what I was kind of looking for. There's definitely something special about being able to get out in a place and just see the stars, because there's so many of them up there in Colorado. But it's like perfect blue hour at this point, and I had like roughly an hour, call it hour and a half till the sun rises, and I can see the summit. It's super close, and I was thinking like, oh, I can make it no problem. But then I kind of like turn around, and then there's just like the clouds are just going over this peak behind me, and just like so perfectly, and I couldn't let that go.
Well, I got caught up taking a bunch of photographs, so I didn't make it to the top for sunrise. I'm actually kind of happy about that. It's right there. Super close, but these views are just outstanding. And so for me, it was just totally worth it to stop, take a bunch of photographs, and just sit with how beautiful it is. It's not super often that you get to be above the clouds and just look down upon, like a sea of clouds just moving, ebbing and flowing, and yeah, it's just pretty cool to see. So I'm gonna keep sitting there for a little bit longer, watch a couple groups come up, and then I'll head up behind.
At this point, the whole concept of climbing all the 14ers in the Sawatch Range was really kind of coming to a close for me, because after climbing Mount Princeton, there's only 3 left. And so by doing that, it made me really kind of like start moving slower on purpose, like really settling in and being like, hey, like, no, like I want to spend some more time up here. Just like sit more with my thoughts.
Summit! Woo!
The final 3 mountains: Mount Shavano, Tabagachi, I don't know. And then Antero.
Kristin came up with this totally crazy idea.
Hey,
she was like, I really want to finish these last 3 14ers with you, and I don't have the time, so can we do them all in one push on a backpacking trip? And she pulled out the Gary Roach book, scrolled through it, and found this link up through Browns Creek Trailhead, and now we're off. So we got 2 nights worth of food, and we are headed out to try to tackle the last 3 14ers. And
You might die.
yeah, she thinks we might die. We don't have the right pictures of the guidebook, so we just have one map with a dotted line on it. We're hoping we're guessing it correctly.
Dalton thought that there was a trail that led us up to these peaks.
I'm not sure if we stayed on the right path or not, but we went up and then we traversed this super big talus field.
These rocks were the size of SUVs.
Did you just say you almost cried 3 times on that talus?
I did.
Why?
It was scary as fuck.
Why was it scary?
Because Dad was gonna die. Thought a big rock was gonna fall, either land on me, and it would be like $127 so, or it would take me out down the mountain.
And I know she really was outside her comfort zone. She was definitely like fading mentally. She like definitely fading. The mental aspect took a lot out of her.
You made it! Woo! We made it! On the top of Tabaguchi! Ow! That this camera's in your face. She just pretended to throw my camera. Dropping. 3, 2, 1. Whoa!
I mean, we're more than halfway, but like we're not done. You know, like we still have to recross that talus field. And then because we're backpacking, you know, we have to get back to the tent. We still have to make dinner, get into a tent, and then sleep. And so that's like starts to get, you know, it starts to add up in time.
And I was ready to go back to the van and just have a day off and to be done with this project. And eventually, Dalton was able to convince me to keep going. So we trekked on the next day.
Kristin is dead.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Oh, oh.
We had 2 to hike up a very long 4x4 trail.
Literally, the 4x4 road goes all the way up to, I think, like 13,500 feet or something like that. It's ridiculous at how far you can go.
Did you give up on life? What's going on here?
Tired.
Just made it to the final switchbacks going up to Antero. Now the last couple hundred feet to the top from this little saddle. We made it to the summit!
Last one.
Number 7 for Kristin! You!
It was exciting to be up there, to finish off the 14ers, and to just have the trek back to stand in our way from being done.
We had a nice, successful summit! Found it! You!
Oh my god. That was hard, and I'm ready to be done.
There's the van. Oh, what? There's the van. There's the van. There's the van. We're the van crew. Headed to the van.
Then we finally made it back to the van, and if I remember correctly, we immediately drove back to Buena Vista and went and hopped in the river and soaked in the river, and we're like, whoa, we're done. I think Kristin actually got a hotel room, and I didn't stay in the hotel room and just laid out underneath the stars and stared up at the sky. I was kind of in disbelief that the whole thing was kind of done. Yeah. It was a really fun trip. Really happy I got to do it. So, yeah. Hopefully there's more in my future. That was a lot of fun.